Those are 10 Home Depot secrets that will save you money in 2023. Secret number 1 is tied to a lesser known, unadvertised Home Depot policy that could lower your prices by up to 50%. Many of us visit the store in search of sand, soil, and rocks, whether it be for a landscaping or a gardening project. You may notice quite a few of the bags you encounter are damaged or could easily have a hole. And while that might not deter you from a purchase, it is a slight inconvenience for which you could be compensated. Just to put this to the test, I found this ripped bag of pebbles, which I brought up to the register, and without even me drawing attention to the bag, the employees saw the hole and lowered my price by 50%. Secret number 2. Did you know there are certain times of the year where you can score an additional 11% off at Home Depot? If you live in one of the many states where Menards hardware stores exist, you're likely very familiar with their 11% rebates that happen throughout the year. What many people don't know is Home Depot runs its own 11% rebate program that often overlaps with the Menards dates. All you have to do is share your receipt details within 30 days of purchase on a special section of the Home Depot website that I'll link to below. If approved, you'll receive an e-gift card for that rebate amount. Secret number 3 helps you decode those price tags at Home Depot to ensure you're getting the absolute best price. Let's start with standard pricing. Anytime you see a price tag that ends in 98 or 97, you are getting a non-discounted, regular, everyday price. If you encounter a price that ends in a 00 on the yellow price tag, it means the item has just hit the clearance cycle, and if you can wait, there are better, lower prices to come in the weeks that follow. If a price tag ends in 06, the product to which it's attached has been reduced by 25 to 50% off, which will last for 6 weeks from the date listed upon the price tag. If a price tag ends with a 03 or 02, that signifies the 2 to 3 weeks you have left until that item at its final reduction will be removed from the store. This discount is usually 75% off, so consider these significant savings your one last chance, with one exception. On a rare occasion, if you're lucky enough to find one of those last chance clearance items that has not been removed from a store shelf, there are reports of shoppers finding items priced for as low as a penny. I didn't have any luck with this, so your mileage may vary. Secret number 4. Did you know many regular store shoppers have bulk pricing they could be taking advantage of if they know where to look? It's true, contractors get incentivized on hundreds of items and sometimes up to 75% off, but that same pro desk they use is open to anyone off the street with a larger DIY project or one that's going to cost at least $1,500. That could mean if you're building a new deck or renovating a garage, go to the pro desk, explain your situation, and there's a very good chance your order will be reduced by at least 10%. Secret number 5. Home Depot has a great overstock section, but they handle it quite a bit differently than most stores. While many retailers have big overstock sections situated in the physical store, Home Depot handles it online. Visit the link in the video section below and you'll be confronted with a very well-stocked overstock section that isn't restricted to just one store in your neighborhood. You can find big discounts on clearance furniture, appliances, and many other household essentials. And from online to in-store, many shoppers don't realize Home Depot will put an item on hold for you for 3 to 4 days. All you have to do is ask a customer service employee to place an item on will call, so it's held. Which brings me to my next point, which might not need to be said for anyone watching, but be nice to employees. Not only is it the right thing to do, but did you know each Home Depot employee has the power to discount up to $50 off your purchase without manager approval? In addition to your friendliness, if an item is dinged or there's only a store model that's been a bit mishandled, this could work to your advantage in the form of a price reduction. I'll reveal a Home Depot app hack in a moment, but in the number 6 spot, did you know if an item you're trying to buy is out of stock, you can sometimes get the next best best model for the exact same price. A Home Depot employee contacted me to share this secret. Let's say you want to buy a mid-range miter saw like the ones that should be stocked to the left under this $269 price tag. My local Home Depot is out of stock. There's still a good chance of getting the slightly larger miter saw on the right for the same price. Many associates who've worked at a store for more than a few years will often offer the best model for the same price as the one you wanted, as long as it's within a reasonable price range. Many shoppers don't know the secret and will often leave one store in search of product at another location. Another tip around product pricing is for you to take an extra 10 seconds to compare the in-store price to the online price. You'll often find better prices online, and while physical Home Depot stores won't match their own website pricing, which I think is crazy, there is a way around this. For example, the price of this Philips motion sensor is listed at $23.72 in-store, while on Home Depot's website, the exact same item is $22.47. An easy little hack around this lack of price match policy is to simply buy the product from Home Depot's website right while you're standing in the store and request in-store pickup. That means you could take advantage of the better app or online pricing and physically carry the product out of the store within a reasonable time frame. Point 7 is a trick to ensure you are never buying the wrong product or tool, and this is tied to an often overlooked feature on the Home Depot app. Let me show you how this works. I'm by no means a commercial grade contractor, and I don't know what this tool is called. I'll use the Home Depot app to scan this, and this is in fact called an angle grinder. So I can now buy it from home without even having to set foot in a store or ask an associate. Now let's say you're tackling a big project that requires many tools that you might not want to pay for all in one shot. Another trick many regular customers often overlook is you can create a job name and number with the Pro Desk, which allows you to lock in your pricing. So in the event prices increase on anything you're contemplating purchasing, your prices will stay at that lower preferred rate for up to 1 year. Point 8 is how to benefit from the rental tool program in 2 different ways. I feel like a tool with all these numbers. But anyhow, if you have a DIY or home repair that would require a costly tool that you'll likely only use once, Home Depot's rental program allows you to pay a fraction of a pricey tool's cost to tackle one project. The second and often forgotten savings benefit comes in where if you rent a tool that you love, a good chunk of Home Depot's tool rental collection is often put up for sale to customers at a big discount. The tools go through a full inspection process and can be returned if you have any issues upon purchase. So whether it's for a rental or if you're seeking a price reduction on a second-hand tool, knowing these options exist can save you a fair bit of cash. Before I expose some saving secrets tied to lumber and paint, my next point centers around better understanding Home Depot's complicated return policy and making it work to your advantage. First, many shoppers are unaware that they have a more generous 90-day return window tied to some unopened merchandise. However, a large selection of furniture, appliances, electronics, and gas-powered equipment has that much more restrictive 30-day return window. There is one exception to the rule. If you have a Home Depot credit card, you get a full year to return most items, and Home Depot is typically more gracious about accepting your return on open merchandise. I should mention this video is not sponsored in any way. Before I get to the bonus section, my next secret could save you cash on all sorts of purchases, including paint. If you're not aware, Home Depot will custom tint paint to your color of choice, but during that process, the colors don't always come out as planned, and customers often return paint. You can buy mistinted paint at Home Depot at a big discount. At my local store, I saw a sizable oops paint section advertised on this canvas, and I wonder, did someone paint this using mistinted paint? That was a horrible little dad joke, but mistinted paint cans like this one, sold for 50 cents, have the individual discounts labeled right on the side of the can. And while we're on the topic of paint, Home Depot holds most of its major paint sales on Memorial Day and 4th of July. While many competing stores offer their paint discounts on Black Friday, which Home Depot sometimes does, It's particularly useful to take advantage of the paint sales while the weather is much better. And speaking of discounts, this next trick is how to buy cull lumber and flawed boards at 70% off. If you don't need specific dimensions of cut lumber, there are bins where the excess wood that was cut for other customers is sold for up to 70% off. If you're planning a DIY project, this is a great place to start. I quickly found this discounted section of cull lumber at my local store. As you can see, the individual pieces of lumber that have been reduced have a spray painted purple dot, so it's easy to spot. And finally, my bonus section centers around an update for the heroes I'm privileged to have watching these videos. Home Depot no longer lets you just show your active military or veterans card to receive your well-deserved discount. That should be way more than 10% off without a cap if you ask me. But anyhow, I don't make the rules. And this new rule is you need to register on the Home Depot website. Once active military and veterans are verified, you'll get a virtual ID that you can then present in store for that discount. And one final hack to benefit anyone with a backyard or garden, Home Depot has one of the best return policies on plants and trees outside of Costco. As long as you have your original receipt, you can get a full replacement for any perennials, shrubs, or dead trees up to 1 year after purchase. That means if a shrub dies or doesn't live up to its full potential, dig it up, bring it in, and as long as you have that original receipt, you can get a replacement delivered to you at no charge, assuming it's still in stock, no questions asked. Don't forget this policy also applies to clearance plants. If you enjoyed the secrets video, I have 2 others on the screen which you'll hopefully really enjoy. Thanks for watching. I love you. Bye-bye.